Zeek the robot has powered to Earth to learn all about our animals. Let's join Zeek on his adventure as he discovers the animals of the Arctic region, like this walrus. And we'll meet some penguins too. It'll be a real howler, so hold on tight as we venture into Zeek's animal world. Well, Zeek, I hope you've packed your winter woolies. Today, we're exploring the Arctic region as we go in search of the polar bear. The polar bear is the largest four-footed carnivore on Earth, and they can live for up to 25 years. Yes, Zeek, the polar bear does have a lovely white coat. But although its coat appears white, each individual hair is actually a clear hollow tube that carries the sun's energy directly to the bear's skin and helps it stay warm. Looks like this fellow's going for a dip, Zeek. The polar bear's entire body is furred, even the bottom of its paws. This stops the bears from slipping on the ice. The polar bear's feet are partially webbed. That's why they're such good swimmers. And its fur is water repellent, so they dry quickly. Polar bears are carnivores, Zeek. That means that they only eat meat. A fearsome predator, they have extremely sharp claws. Polar bears are found throughout the Arctic, Zeek, and they like to spend time on the water and on land. Polar bears can be found on pack ice, coastal islands, coastlines, and even out in Arctic waters. They are exceptional swimmers and have been seen in the sea more than 100 miles from the nearest land. Zeek, polar bears are solitary creatures, which means that they like to spend most of their time alone instead of in a pack. The two main focuses of the polar bear's life are to conserve energy and to hunt. Female polar bears dig dens when they're preparing to have their babies, Zeek, and they stay denned until the next spring. Usually 2 polar bear cubs are born, each weighing about 1 pound at birth and growing to about 15 pounds by the time they emerge in the spring. The cubs have a lot to learn and stay with their mothers for more than 2 years. It's hard to imagine that baby polar bears will grow up to be about 9 feet long and weigh as much as 1,000 pounds. Here's a little baby now, Zeek. What a cutie. Blubber helps insulate polar bears from the freezing air and cold water and acts as a reserve when food can't be found. This blubber also helps the bears float in the water. Looks like this mummy polar bear is trying to teach her baby how to swim, Zeek. But the little one doesn't seem too interested. Maybe he's heard how cold the water is. Zeek, polar bears are built so well to stay warm in their cold habitat that sometimes they overheat and have to cool off in the chilly water. Polar bears can see well even underwater, spotting potential meals more than 4.5 meters away. So Zeek, what else have we learnt about this amazing animal? We know that polar bears' fur is made up of clear hollow tubes and they have very sharp claws. Polar bears are fantastic swimmers and they're solitary animals, preferring to live on their own. It's almost too much to bear, Zeek. Zeek, our next Arctic animal is a big one. And wait till you see his 2 front teeth. This is the walrus, and he's a close relative of the seal. Their brownish skin is thick and wrinkled. Of course, they don't have front teeth, but long tusks, and they're very sharp. The adult walrus is huge and can weigh up to 3,000 pounds, Zeek. They're not really the most attractive animal, but I wouldn't let him hear that, Zeek. On land, the walruses lie close together in herds. Large herds may have over 1,000 animals. They are very loud and noisy and make a bellowing sound. When a walrus is attacked, the others come to help it. Zeek, a walrus's flippers have 5 digits, and the bottom of the flippers are bumpy so they can grip the ice. They have a short nose called a muzzle, which has long whiskers. The walrus feeds on clams, krill, crabs, worms and snails. They also eat octopus and fish. The male walrus is called a bull. The female is a cow and the baby is a calf. They can't move well on land, Zeek, but they are very good swimmers. The walrus can dive to the ocean floor. Those long tusks help the walrus to climb out of the water and onto the ice. You're right, Zeek. The walrus does look a bit wobbly. That's because he has layers of blubber and thick skin to protect him from the cold wind as he lies out on the ice. Every other year, the walrus cow gives birth to a calf. Newborns have a thin layer of blubber, so they are covered with a coat of short hairs. The calf drinks its mother's milk and grows very quickly. Soon, the calf is able to dive. The young walrus stays with its mother for 2 to 3 years. Hey Zeek, did you know that when a walrus sunbathes, its skin turns red? The heat from the sun causes blood to rush to the skin. The walrus isn't very graceful on land. They move like caterpillars, hunching their big bodies. What else did we discover about the walrus, Zeek? The walrus has very large tusks that can help haul them out of the water. They are extremely large animals, sometimes weighing 3,000 pounds. Walruses' flippers have 5 digits, and their short muzzle is covered with whiskers. Good work on the walrus, Zeek. Zeek, our next animal is a bird, though it doesn't look like your average bird. Penguins have black and white feathers and a funny waddle. Can you waddle like a penguin? So Zeek, how do you think penguins stay warm in the snow and icy cold waters? Well, just like walruses, penguins have a layer of fat under their skin called blubber. Over the top of this, they are covered with fluffy down feathers. And over the top of those, they have their outer feathers that overlap to seal in warmth. Penguins rub oil from a gland onto their feathers to help make them waterproof and windproof. Unlike most birds, penguins are not able to fly. Penguins spend as much as 75% of their time underwater, searching for food in the ocean. When they are in the water, they dive and flap their wings. Their wings act as paddles and propel the penguins through the water. So I guess they can sort of fly, Zeek, just not in the sky. There are 17 species of penguin, each slightly different. Penguins come in many different sizes, from the big emperor penguin to the little penguin. Many live at the South Pole, but some don't live in such cold places, Zeek. They are found on the coasts of South America, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and the Galapagos Islands. Penguins are shaped like a torpedo. Their body is built for fast swimming, with their average speed in the water hitting about 15 miles per hour. Even though they have extra feathers, penguins sometimes need help to stay warm. You'll often see groups of penguins huddled shoulder to shoulder, keeping each other cozy. As many as 5,000 penguins will bunch together to warm each other up. Aw, Zeek, look at these fluffy chicks. Baby penguins learn to waddle very early. Penguins can't breathe underwater, though they are able to hold their breath for a long time. They also leap out of the water to get from the ocean onto land, or to jump up and catch a fish for their lunch. These penguins look as if they're enjoying the surf, Zeek. So let's look back at what we've learnt about penguins. We know that penguins are flightless. That means that they have wings, but they can't fly. There are different species of penguins and they come in different colours. Penguins' thick feathers help to keep them warm, and they use their wings to paddle through the water. Excellent. Let's waddle. The next animals we'll meet from the Arctic region are sled dogs. Zeek, we'll need to be pretty fast to keep up with these guys, so let's get moving. Come on, you can come too. The original sled dogs were Alaskan Malamuts and Siberian Huskies. They were used by native people living in the harsh climates of Alaska and Siberia for herding and pulling loads. Sled dogs prefer cold, snowy days. The dogs run faster and longer in the snow. The snow pads the dogs' feet while they run, and the chilly weather keeps the dogs from getting too hot in their heavy fur coats. The people who ride the sleds are called mushers. Mushers have no trouble getting sled dogs to pull. Sled dogs are fast and strong. Often it's hard to get the dogs to stop pulling. Mushers must be strong leaders. To a sled dog, the musher is the leader of the pack. If a musher is tired or uncertain, the dog will sense it and can become confused and stop following orders. Zeek, sled dogs are put on dog teams in the Iditarod dog sled race in Alaska. The Iditarod is a dog sled race that takes place every March. It's sometimes called the Last Great Race. Hardy sled dogs pull the sled and musher across frozen rivers and up steep mountains. The race takes about 10 days to complete. The winning musher takes home a large cash prize. The last musher to finish the race extinguishes a red lantern at the finish line. Watch out, Zeek! Those sled dogs are really moving. Sled dogs are powerful, energetic, and muscular. This hard-working dog is known for its incredible endurance. It's a fast runner with a smooth gait. It's obvious that sled dogs just love to run. Most sled dogs have a thick coat that lets them live and work in extremely cold weather. The insulating coat is made of 2 layers, a short, dense, oily underlayer and a long, coarse guard coat. Are you managing to keep up with this team of sled dogs, Zeek? You're right, they are very fast runners. Zeek, did you know that the musher controls the sled dogs by yelling special commands? These animals are very intelligent. The lead dogs hear the commands and turn, stop, or speed up. It's very important that sled dogs work together as a team, Zeek. Otherwise, they would be running in different directions. Choosing a team of sled dogs is like getting a group of people together for a sports team or a school project. Have you ever worked in a team? Sled dogs come in different colours and different sizes, but they're all social animals, Zeek, who love the company of humans. What else did we discover about sled dogs? Sled dogs are highly intelligent animals that can follow commands, and they're known for moving very fast. Sled dogs have stamina, which means they can keep running for a very long time. These dogs love to run. It comes naturally to them. Good work, Zeek. Come on, let's mush. Watch out, Zeek. We're about to meet the largest animal that has ever lived on Earth. Zeek's not sure what these animals are. Do you know? That's right, they're blue whales, and they happily live in some of our coldest Arctic oceans. Careful, Zeek. This blue whale is about to spout. Blue whales breathe air at the surface of the water through 2 blowholes near the top of their heads. They spout or breathe 1 to 4 times per minute when resting and 5 to 12 times per minute after a deep dive. Their blow is a single stream that rises 12 to 15 meters above the surface of the water. That's higher than a house. The bowhead is another Arctic whale, a right whale with a large bow-shaped head that's almost half its body length. Its arched mouth is 3 meters wide and 6 meters deep. The eyes are very small and lips are huge. Bowheads live in groups called pods, have thick blubber to keep them warm, and just like the blue whale, have 2 blowholes. Take a look at that enormous tail. Bowhead whales live exclusively in the Arctic at the surface of the ocean. This whale has some barnacles living on his skin, Zeek. Yes, Zeek, bowhead whales are fabulous swimmers. They can dive for almost 1 hour without coming up for a breath and go to depths of 155 meters. How long can you hold your breath? Watch out, here comes that tail again. The orca or killer whale is a toothed whale that is a clever predator, even attacking huge young blue whales. The orca's skin is mostly black with distinctive white patches. Here's a lot of orcas, Zeek. Can you remember what a group of whales is called? Maybe you can give Zeek a hand. That's right, orcas live in small, close-knit families called pods. The killer whales have 1 blowhole and belong to the dolphin family. Orcas are sometimes called the wolves of the sea because their behavior is very similar, hunting prey and attacking other ocean animals. Orcas have stocky bodies and a rounded head with a distinctive beak. They have a tall, sickle-shaped dorsal fin and large paddle-like flippers. The dorsal fin of the male is up to 6 feet tall. That's higher than the average person. Looks like these orcas are thinking about their next meal, Zeek, and penguins might be on the menu. Like all whales, orcas are extremely intelligent and can be trained to follow commands. If you don't get the chance to see an orca in the wild, you might see one at a marine park. Yes, Zeek, orcas do live in Arctic waters, but they travel to tropical waters as well. Let's go over the types of whales we've looked at. We met the largest animal in the world, the blue whale. The bowhead is another Arctic whale with a bow-shaped head that's almost half its body length. And the orca or killer whale is a fearsome predator. Now that's what I call a whale of a time, Zeek. Our last Arctic animal howls to communicate with other members of his pack. Zeek, this is a wolf. Wolves howl as a signal to other wolves, telling of the beginning and ending of a hunt. Maybe a wolf has been separated from the pack. It might be a warning to other wolf packs, or simply for the fun of it. Can you howl like a wolf? The wolf is a fast-running carnivore or meat eater. Wolves live alone or in packs of about 6 wolves. The Arctic wolf lives about 10 to 15 years in the wild. It can live about 20 years in captivity. This baby Arctic wolf will grow to have long legs, large sharp teeth, a thick white coat and a long bushy tail, just like his parents. Wolves have very good eyesight, acute hearing and a keen sense of smell, which helps them to hunt. Arctic wolves are smaller than other wolves and have long, thick white fur. Wolves can come in different colours, but they all have strong jaws with sharp teeth, including long canine teeth, which they use to eat their prey. These wolves might look like big fluffy dogs here at this zoo, but in the wild, wolves are dangerous animals that hunt in packs and often prey upon animals that are much larger than they are. Even though wolves rarely attack people, I'm still glad we're looking at this big wolf from behind a fence, Zeek. Just like dogs, wolves come from the canine family. Actually, wolves are the largest of the canines. These wolf pups are learning to use their powerful jaws. Adult wolves swallow food in large chunks, barely chewing it. Wolves can eat up to 9 kilograms of meat at one meal. Be careful, Zeek. This Arctic wolf is licking his lips. A female wolf will have an average litter of 6 pups. The mother stays close to the young for about 2 months. She eats some food, then throws it up for her pups to eat. The pups start getting teeth when they are just 3 weeks old. In the wild, a wolf's home is called a den, which can be a small cave or a hole dug in the ground. Packs sometimes use the same den for several years, or they may find a new den each year. Even though he's small, this wolf pup is determined to drag his meat back to the den, Zeek. Okay, let's recap what we've learnt about wolves. Wolves are the largest members of the canine family, and they come in different colours. Wolves live in groups called packs, and they communicate by howling. I hope you've learnt a lot about our Arctic animals, Zeek. See you next time.